And good morning from Scotty, Ray, and Candace. What day of the week is it?
It's Tuesday.
See, I knew that. I was just testing you.
Tuesday morning.
It is easy to get caught up in what's going on. You lose kind of track of what day of the week it is.
I know, and the date is what gets me too.
Oh, yeah.
I can't keep track with the date.
So today is the 22nd, which means
Right.
8 to 9 days left at most of this month.
Yes.
I think it ends
Flying
on
by.
next Thursday. It'll be the last day of the month.
I think so, yeah. And the kids, my oldest son returns back full time next week. So
Woo. Look, we're looking around at what's coming up. November the 3rd, as we say this month is going October, then November. It's not long till the election comes about. There's been lots of questions about president, who's running for what, and the flag. So we've gone to the lauderdalecounty.org site and pulled up. Let's go ahead and pull this up. This is a sample ballot of who is running. And did you realize that many people were running for president?
I did not. I mean, because you don't really even hear about the other ones.
No, you don't. Now, I don't mean to get into your business, but
No.
I'm going to go ahead and ask you, are you voting for Kanye?
That'll be a negative.
But apparently he did make registration for Mississippi,
Yeah,
right
I
there at
guess
the
so.
bottom. Other things are going to be on there. And, I am bad about this, and I would assume that everybody else is too. You get in there, and you've never heard of any of these people.
Yeah,
And
and
you
I take
end up-
forever.
Yeah, and then you end up voting for the name that you've heard, even though you don't really know them.
Yeah, and I don't like that because, I just wish we heard a little more about what their background was and what they, were going to do, and you just don't hear very much about it.
You don't. And so this is one of those times, go ahead and start looking at the ballot and then doing some search. Google these people, find out who they are. Up for this is the United States Senate, which has Hyde, Espy, and Edwards. I don't know Edwards at all.
I don't either.
Also, the U.S. House of Representatives, this 3rd Congressional, Dorothy Dot Benford and Michael Guest.
I know the Michael Guest name, but
I hadn't heard of Miss Benford.
no, I have not either.
Let's see here. I don't even know about this one. Supreme Court District 1. Kenny Griffiths and,
Latrice?
yeah, I've heard maybe his name, but I didn't even know about the office was up.
Yeah, I did not either.
And then another one here, Supreme Court Justice. There's no one running against that. See, Chuck Overby is running for District 1. Also, let's see, there's nobody against, how do you say her first name?
Consuela.
I would have never known that. I'm sorry, ma'am, there. See, there's a lot of unopposed. You get down to school board. There's 2 of them there. And then this is I've had a lot of folks ask about the flag. You either like it or you don't. They cannot approve this flag if you vote no against it. If it doesn't reach 51%, it's not our flag. They have to go back and start over. I thought, honest to goodness, maybe it's my ignorance, I thought we would get to vote on the whole group
See, that's
and choose one.
That's what I thought too. I didn't realize they were gonna. Because how did they ever get to this one?
Yeah, they got that
They
little
didn't.
commission, and then they chose it. And then they say you either like it or you don't. But there is no write-in. If you write in, your vote doesn't count. It's a yes or a no. If you like it, that's what you got to do. So
I'm not real fond of that.
I am not
myself.
either.
I don't
I'm
like
gonna go
it.
ahead and tell you, I'm
Yeah.
voting no on that.
I don't like it at all.
No, it's not a pretty flag.
It's not. And I mean, it is the Magnolia State. but
Right.
Sometimes you can overdo that.
Yeah, I think we are on that. That is not my pick of
Yeah, I don't
what
like
it ought to be. Again, one-term Tate will go down in history for
I
this.
do wish they could, put the old one back on the thing and just
Say yes or no on this.
right and let the people vote on that. Just see how it goes.
Well, they've already done that. And, of course, we know how that – and the reason it's not on there is probably because they know what will happen. They don't want that.
Yeah.
And that was a deal with Tate and the folks there who lied right up until the last minute. It's your choice. I think all Mississippians would be okay with the flag changing had they had a chance to vote on it.
Yeah, it's something about when you just kind of get silenced about something.
Yeah. that's
And you
what it
don't
was.
have a voice about
And,
it.
and I know there's people that did not like the flag, and I'm okay with that because
Yeah.
that's your right. But you should have had the opportunity to vote again.
Right.
I think
I
so.
believe so too. Everybody, not just a select group of people
That's
that's on a
right.
committee. Everybody in the state should have the right to vote.
So that's where we are on that. Again, that's going to be November the 3rd. You get to vote on the flag, and it's your decision if you like it or not. Coming up, we're going to take a look at the weather here in just a moment. Then Candace has been working real hard coming up with some news stories, haven't you?
I've been trying.
Oh, boy.
You know.
That's all on the way with Scotty, Ray, and Candace. Highway 494 is where you'll find Freeman Tractor just off Highway 19. Take that short drive and save yourself a little cash there. Of course, grass season isn't over. If you need your lawnmower tuned up, winterized, they got all that going for you at Freeman Tractor right now. Choose from the Skaggs or the X-Marks, a complete line of the LS tractors. Whether you're getting ready for deer season, or if you just need one for the farm around the home, from buckets, any size that you might need there, the horsepowers to handle exactly the job that you're doing, including all of the implements. Maybe this week you're needing a new bush hog, or maybe your disc is just played out through the years. Well, they got a new one to take care of you to last you from many, many, many years. Go by and see them there. And of course, the complete line of the Benchy. This is the Warrior 1000 I'm showing here. All of these have 0% for 60 months. Now, with this, you don't have to worry about getting cold or hot anymore. If you're going to be working your cattle during the winter months and it's cold, that wind, rain blowing in, these got cab doors, air conditioning. They've got winches on them. They already come with a light bar. You can get them with radios. It's just unlimited things. Windshield wipers, that's one of the things that comes with this. See them today where you'll be warm all throughout that winter there. They can get that ordered for you and have it in no time at all. And of course, other models to choose from, any color, size that you're looking for. If you're looking for the racing type, and moving on up to the camo or the desert tan, they got those. Where do you find it? Freeman Tractor, Highway 494. Drop in and see Steve, Keith. They'll help you any way that they can. As deer season approaches, no matter what the job is you need, they've got it for you. Well, as we turn our thoughts toward weather today, one of the things that is going on, of course, is Hurricane Beta. I think that's the way to word that. We'll get into that in just a moment. What's the effect that it's going to have for the Meridian area? As we turn to what the National Weather Service tells us, tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday, we could have flash flooding from this. So if you've been waiting for rain, it is on the way. 2 to 3 inches locally is what we should get. It'll get some saturated areas. So, again, Wednesday through Thursday as we watch this. Now, as we roll through everything going on with the storm, we'll do that and come back and give you your local forecast. As we look at what's going on, Beta is already ashore. We've got Paulette that is reformed in Teddy that's going to go north. This is nothing to watch yet. Teddy moves right on up through here. As we move forward, that's another view of it. That's at 0% of forming right now. Paulette has come back, though. As we move forward with this is the cone, and as you see, it will affect our area where we're going to get our rain on Wednesday and Thursday. It's stalled here in Texas, just slowly moving and dumping a lot of rain this morning. We'll look at that on radar in a moment. This is what is expected storm-wise over the next 3 days, and you'll see our area there in Mississippi is included in this, so we're going to be getting some rain with that. Let's see here. Here's a tropical, our temperatures over the next 10 days, still keeping us cool, keeping that fall-like weather. We'll go into the extended forecast of just how long it'll last. That's good news. And as we look at this storm predictions for today, we're okay. Our area not included in that. So what does the forecast call for us today? The National Weather Service tells us today a 20% chance of rain. And if you'll remember yesterday, they didn't put that chance of rain. We got several good showers north of here. I know the Philadelphia there on 19 had it. Several other areas got a good rain. But today they are throwing in the 20% chance, high of 74, and gusty 20-mile-an-hour gusts tonight, increasing to a 30% chance of rain. 63 for our low. Nice and cool. We started this morning out at 65. As we roll into Wednesday, we have a 60% chance of showers throughout the morning, and then thunderstorms after 1 o'clock tomorrow. High of 75. That'll be a warm one for us compared. We get 70% Wednesday night, and then into an 80% chance of rain and thunderstorms on Thursday, and still a 60% chance on Friday. So the rain is coming. Today, not so bad. 20% chance getting ready for that rain that is moving in tomorrow. Let's go ahead and pull up the radar and show you what we've got here. This is Tropical Storm Beta, and as you'll see there, that's our area all the way to Tuscaloosa is going to get some of this rain, and just shy of Huntsville. As we zoom in on radar, as this thing came ashore last night, it come across and went through Point Comfort, and now it's going to go due northeasterly out of there, and it'll go through Swinney, Texas. It'll make its way on across through here, eventually making its way up here through the Beaumont area and on into Louisiana, just north of Lake Charles, where they really don't need any rain, but it's coming. And then eventually on into our area. That's what we've got there. And again, keep those folks in Louisiana still in your thoughts. They don't have power, all of them yet. Some rural route areas, and they're having to go through some marsh areas to get those power poles back up. Rough weather for the power guys. Now, as we zoom in on radar this morning, let's look at this. We do have scattered showers throughout Lauderdale County. Let's turn on some locations so we'll know exactly where everything is happening. Some light showers there around the Piggly Wiggly this morning, out on Highway 494 around Freeman Tractor, up by Al's Garden and Gift there at State Boulevard on 19. A little bit of stuff there on Highway 494, heading up on Highway 495 there, 493 here, 495 there. On the eastern side, over by, let's see here, we're going to get out by Dalewood. We got a few showers there, and we move down through Toomsuba in this area here, a little bit of rain. Kemper getting a little bit this morning, not a whole lot there, east at the state line, and a little bit over here on 495. So nothing heavy this morning, but we do that 20% chance of showers is kicking in. We'll monitor that a little bit down in Clark. So nice weather for us so far. But again, the rain is coming tomorrow. Let's recap today. It's 65 this morning as you're getting up, as we head toward only a 10-degree change up to 75. 20% chance of showers in the afternoon hours, and we'll watch that as well. Coming up, Candace will join me. We'll talk about some headlines, some local things that are going on, all of that, and then we'll recap your weather here in just a little while. So stay tuned. Lots going on here. Scotty Ray's weather.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our communities efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace. It is Tuesday morning as we move right along toward Friday and the weekend, and the weather is so much cooler right now. Hopefully it's going to stay with us.
Yeah, it's been misty rain on and off yesterday, and but just the cool weather just puts me in a better mood.
And so we can't blame this next story on the heat
right.
And we don't know exactly where it is, but it's somewhere in the US of A at a Waffle House.
Right.
It seems there's always, and it doesn't tell what time of day it is, but generally those brawls happen around 2 a.m. in the morning to where...
After they've clubbed all night.
That's what I was looking for, a good way to word that.
They've been clubbing.
But apparently somebody wasn't going to pay their bill. Maybe I hadn't got the story quite right, but the employees had a patron cell phone, and they want it back pretty bad. So let's go over and take a look at this. Now, this is straight from YouTube, is where everybody has a different version of this story. So I went to the one that is bleeped because they used a lot of language that I didn't want to share.
Imagine.
So here we go on this. Let's hit play on this. Here it goes. Now, little dude here is going to hit a woman.
Redhead looks kind of like she's been to the club.
So, I mean, look at this.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
And then it just goes on getting worse. And bless her heart, she loses her shirt about halfway through that. So we'll go ahead and pause that before it gets any worse.
Yeah.
But is it really worth all that to fight over a phone up in...
Well, it just depends. I mean, no, it's not worth the fight over a phone, but it seems like there might be a little more to that,
That we don't know. There probably
right.
is.
There might be something on that phone they don't... The cops seeing if the cops come or something.
And they're willing to do whatever to stop.
Right.
But they did try to call the cops, and then the next lady who worked there who dialed the phone got whooped. I mean,
I believe I could have picked up a spatula or something. Done a little damage.
That's just really, and you're trying to make a living. That's all you're doing, and then you get jumped on by somebody like that.
Can you imagine with the other people sitting there? Well, of course, depending on what time it was,
right?
What they were thinking.
Just bad.
But there's just been a lot of this craziness in restaurants lately
Tempers
that I've seen. Some young girl jumped up on the counter the other day in one of the restaurants on a video I saw and was like jumping on the person that was the cashier, and they just lost their mind. I don't even know. It was something to do with her order or something.
What's that going to do for you?
I don't know. I don't understand these people.
I truly don't. If you don't agree with something, just get back in the car and go somewhere else, or go home, cook your own meal.
Is it worth it? No, it's not.
And our next story. Now, do you believe all this? This has been a full summer of Ellen and what went on her show.
Yeah, it's been a lot of talk lately about just different people getting like offended and the way she's done some of her staff and
They said, she'd hide things to see if somebody, the cleaning crew, picked up the pillow and moved it and just jumped on them to berated them to make them feel bad. Now, she's coming off going, well, I wasn't that bad, and I fired the people. But she has made an apology, Candace. So we'll flip to this, and you tell me, and this comes from Ellen Tube, and you tell me if you think it's sincere or not. Let's join Ellen with her speech that she gave. Here she goes.
As you may have heard, this summer there were allegations of a toxic work environment at our show. And then there was an investigation. I learned that things happened here that never should have happened. I take that very seriously, and I want to say I am so sorry to the people who were affected. I know that I'm in a position of privilege and power, and I realize that with that comes responsibility, and I take responsibility for what happens at my show. This is the Ellen DeGeneres Show. I am Ellen DeGeneres. My name is there. My name is there. My name is on underwear. We have had a lot of conversations over the last few weeks about the show, our workplace, and what we want for the future. We have made the necessary changes, and today we are starting a new chapter.
So, do you believe it?
well, to me it sounds like everything that you've heard up to this point, she's the problem.
Right.
It's not someone who works at her show. It's not anybody else. She's been the problem, but she kind of plays it off like, I learned.
Yeah,
when you learn something, learn of something, it's not you. It's something.
When you get an employee to jump on another employee through you, you're the problem.
Right.
Not, and of course it's the blame game. You get rid of somebody to act like you done something.
Yeah. I just think she kind of pawned it off as...
So the question is, moving forward, it's the 18th season, she said. I didn't realize it'd been on that long. Do you think it'll make it now?
I don't know. I think she's kind of stained from here on out,
And I think a lot of Americans have learned that, we really don't have to put up with stuff we don't like anymore, from all of the sports to TV shows to actors telling them how to think.
Well, and too, if she's that type person that they've played her out to be, what has she done? Fired her whole staff? Because, can you imagine the backlash that those people, if they're still there, are going to get if she's that type person? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To me, it would be worse now than what it was before if she had it in for you.
It's retaliation.
Right.
They're sneaky about it, that type person.
Because they're probably not even going to want to work for her now.
I won't call the country artist name, but, I used to do concerts, and each one of them has a contract of what they want. Probably the easiest bunch I ever worked with would have been Montgomery Gentry. They wanted a carton. Most of them named 25 different things that they got to have, and it's got to be this color and that color. I had somebody want a certain color of M&Ms in their dressing room, and that's all they wanted. Yeah, they didn't get that from Scotty Ray.
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
But Montgomery Gentry, as I said, was probably the easiest. They asked for a bottle of whiskey, and they asked for a carton of cigarettes and said, just feed us. We don't care. They were really
easy,
nice guys.
Yeah, easy going. Scotty Ray, tomorrow.
What is it?
I want a cup of coffee, and I want it in a red coffee cup.
But there really are people that try to push that envelope to just because they can.
I know. I think it's ridiculous, but
it is.
I've heard of different stars in their dressing rooms having to have certain drinks with lemon in it because they're singers, and I don't know.
And if you've got a contract, you better get you a big old red ink pen and go to marking, because if you don't mark, you got to provide it. I'm here to. I've seen that happen. So, all right. A few subjects here. Do you remember this? Let's go back down memory lane here. Do you remember that truck?
I do remember that truck.
That's 1976. My grandma bought one, and I want to say she paid $2,900 plus tax back in the day. Do you realize now what a Ford truck goes for?
I didn't realize it was as expensive as you said, but I did hear the other day that the F-150, they're coming out with an F-150 that's electric.
Wow.
Yes.
So, some of these trucks, now Lincoln is, and this come about, Lincoln used to make a pickup truck that was just really ugly. But they're not going to make that anymore. And they said, well, if you want one, you've been driving that, get the F-150, because we've got one that costs $100,000. An F-150 at $100K?
I wonder why. I wonder what it's got in it that I wonder if it's maybe the one that's going to be electric.
I don't know. And then there's one of them that has a tonneau cover, just a regular F-50 that goes up to $80,000. Now, this is the prime time for somebody to come along to make a truck a working man's truck. The working man cannot afford $80,000 and $100,000 for a pickup truck.
I think it's crazy to have a vehicle that's $80,000 and $100,000.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, I would be the one to get in it and pull out of the driveway and somebody sideswipe me.
With no insurance.
Right, before I could even get insurance or something. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm a little more practical.
I don't know where it happened. I remember back in the 70s as a kid, Jerry, what's his name from Smokey and the Bandit?
Reed.
Jerry Reed had a song called Lord Mr. Ford, and he went through how the pickup truck that cost $2,000 really cost him $4,800. Yeah, that's like a dream these days.
Oh, yeah. It'd be nice, wouldn't it?
So just keep that in mind. I mean, really, it'd be great for somebody to come out with a truck that costs $20,000 that the average guy could afford.
Yeah. To me, I've always thought, though, if you lowered prices on stuff, as long as you weren't losing yourself in it, losing a lot of money yourself making it, you would come out so much better. You'd sell the fire out of them.
What has happened through the years, and I could be wrong, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, there's a lot of CEOs that, they get like $1 million bonus at the end of the year, and it drives all this. There's really no such thing as a human being being able to live off of the minimum wage. You can't do it now. Back in the 50s and 60s, you can't do that now.
Oh, I know. I mean, electric bill, everything's gone up. Everything.
So
utilities.
Where does it stop?
I don't know. I guess it's not going to stop. I guess everybody will be working more than one job.
Yeah, you have to make ends meet. All right, let's talk about freaks. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and call them what they are.
All right.
This was in Texas. A guy calls, and let's show his picture here of what he done. This is a guy calls the two ladies that clean his house and says, "Hey, I want you to come over and clean." Well, they get there, he pulls a gun on them, and he handcuffs one, and he's going to what's the word I'm looking for? Assault them. One runs, she wrecks going out of the driveway. He shoots and kills her, and then he goes back to the lady that's handcuffed to the bed and rapes her.
Oh my God!
He is still on the run in Texas. I don't think they've caught him overnight, from the best of my looking, but they're looking for him in Texas. I mean, freaks, and that's just it should never happen.
This day and time, I would be leery to have any kind of business where you go to somebody's home when you do not know them.
Yeah,
I mean, you just can't trust.
So you don't do haircuts at home then?
No, I'm not. Sorry.
And we talk about things
unless it's my own family.
There you go. And you don't like half them.
Yes,
Paul.
I do.
No, you don't. And be honest with me about this, because Paul Thorne had a song called. It is really truthful if you think about it. Sit back. He goes, "I don't like half the folks I love." Think about that.
I love all my family. I occasionally might not like you, but I love you.
Have you ever heard the song I'm talking about? While he's sitting there eating chicken?
No,
you can't help but think.
No, but I had to look it up and listen
oh my gosh,
to it.
It will really make you laugh. It's good stuff. Now, a lot of things that we tell you is just to, as an American, you have so many rights, you have so many freedoms, and there are a lot of people that really don't understand how wonderful and great this nation is.
Right.
You can go to the store when you want to. You can go see a friend whenever you want, and you can go to church whenever you want to. It's not that way in other countries, and I bring that up for this reason here. In Pakistan, this guy, he's a Christian. He was jailed for nothing more than being a Christian. He has been sentenced to death. He's going to die for being a Christian because he will not convert to be Islam. And I don't know much about their religion. I don't.
Yeah.
I just know it's not Christian-based like we do. But he's going to die because he's a Christian. And the question is...
So he's been jailed.
Yeah.
It says for 7 years?
And then he'll die, is the way they do it there.
That's awful.
So, come Sunday morning, you can get up and go to church if you want to, and no one's going to stop you here. But always with elections, make sure that you go vote, because you can lose that right to do what you want.
That's exactly right.
This
That's
country
what I was
could
just
go...
fixing to say. Slowly but surely, there is a force in this country that is trying to pull things in that direction. And it amazes me that it's gotten as far as it has.
I would have thought this would have been stopped and shut down.
Oh, yeah, I would too. It amazes me. But like we were talking, the other day about young people.
Yeah.
Young people have been
influenced.
swayed. Yeah, and they're influenced easily, and like they're starting to find who they are when they're in their teen years, and then they get in their 20s. And They're easily influenced, and this is the people who are going to be running this country.
And, one of
in
the big
15
things,
years, so,
you're right.
know.
But here's one example of, and, I don't know how to fix it. I just know where part of the problem lies. They go off to college, and you've got people that, being teachers that are not good, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Role models.
Role models. They're a lot of times they're not from our country. They're not citizens. They're here on visas, and they don't have the same beliefs we have. And they bring their beliefs and culture and teach our kids. And
then again, you could be an American and still have crazy beliefs.
But
that you're
a lot of this happens at college. So talk to your kids.
Really.
I listened to Rush the other day. And he said that this was so scary. He got a letter from this guy that did not like Donald Trump. And the only way that he could teach his father not to vote for Donald Trump was to not let him see his grandkids.
Yeah, that's
and Rush
crazy.
goes, and you're saying Donald Trump hates people?
Yeah.
You are the one, and it is.
Yeah, I had to explain to my son yesterday morning on the way to school the difference between... Well, he asked me, who is Joe Biden? Because I listened to Fox News on the way to take him to school.
Yeah.
And so he was asking, who is Joe Biden? And I was like, well, he's the other person running against Trump. They have different beliefs, and the people who follow him have different beliefs, and they...
Right.
And I just tried to kind of tiptoe around the subject, because you can't just tell a 6-year-old
of everything.
the truth about everything, and I wouldn't dare do that. But it's hard.
That's as bad as describing the birds and bees now.
Yeah. So I had to say, because he does catch snippets of the news on in our home.
Right.
If I hear something that's not appropriate for him, I turn it off, or if it's something that's...
What you should.
But he has heard about rioting in the streets, and he's seen stuff. And you kind of want him to have a little dose of reality, but not too much.
Yeah, there's a certain time and age for all of
And
that.
so when I said, some of the people who follow this person, some of the, not all, some of the people
Absolutely.
believe that this is okay. They believe that they're standing for something, and it's okay to do that. And he goes, well, are they going to come burn, are they going to come burn down our school? Are they going to do this? And I'm like, no, son, none of that's here, but it's sad.
Right.
It's very sad, because time flies so fast.
And in the news, I don't know if you caught this, a lady was arrested for sending ricin to the White House.
Yes.
Why would you
Yes.
do that? That's just cruel and mean.
And it was addressed to Donald Trump.
Yeah, it sure was. One thing that you can give respect for Donald on, the lady who passed away, how do you say her name, this Supreme Court Justice?
Ginsburg.
Ginsburg.
Yeah.
He's going to wait till she's buried before he announces who
I think
the
that's-
replacement is. And she's going to lie in state at the Supreme Court. And hats off for that.
Yes, I think that's appropriate.
But it is, he is, regardless of whether they like it or not, they can threaten to do all this. He is going to move forward with the nomination, and the Senate has already said that they would vote.
And I think he should, because by the Constitution,
Yeah, that's what you're bound to do. So that's a few of the headlines in and around some local things that we discussed. We got in what's going on nationwide. Something to think about. And maybe you agree with us, maybe you don't. But that's the great thing about it is we do live in America.
Right. We do.
And cast your vote.
Proud
It
to.
does count either way.
That's exactly right.
All right. Coming up, we'll recap some more weather. Make sure that you know exactly what's going to happen today. And believe it or not, we'll be back tomorrow, won't we?
We sure will.
Join us. Scotty, Ray, and Candace.
During these challenging times, there are some things that you can count on every day. One of them is that Rick Justice Automotive will work hard to help you find just the right vehicle. Rick Justice has late model, low mileage vehicles and 72-month, 72,000-mile warranties available on all vehicles. Come see us today, and we'll show you how we've been helping your friends and relatives find the car, truck, or SUV that was right for them. We will earn your business.
I really hope everybody has enjoyed this cooler weather that we've been experiencing over the last few days. It has been wonderful to actually have cool weather kind of floating around and being with us, because who remembers those 90-degree days, heat indexes of 100? Wow. Let's take a look now at our extended forecast of what we've got over the next few days with temperatures for a week out. We don't have anything crossing the 82 mark, 83 right along in there, and that's going to be into the weekend, into Monday there. As we look at our highs across this, 72, 76, not bad at all, and lows in the mid-60s. So great weather in store for us on that area. Again, the National Weather Service tells us today a 20% chance of showers, 74 for our high. At most, you've got one there giving 72, 20-mile-an-hour gust. We will watch Wednesday and Thursday. That's our big chances for rain. 60% chance of showers tomorrow. Thunderstorms in the afternoon, high of 75, and then a 70% chance tomorrow night, and 80% chance of rain on Thursday. So we could get 1 to 2 inches over the next couple of days as Tropical Storm Beta makes her way through Texas and then makes it into the Mississippi, Alabama area. So be prepared. That's what's up and coming over the next little bit. Going to be a nice weekend for us. So a lot to be thankful for at all. 65 this morning as you begin your day. And again, we still have some, we'll go back here and look at radar, pull that back up. We do have some light showers scattered through the northern portion of the county on each side, west and east, and a little bit in the center part there as we look down into Lauderdale County. We have a little bit of showers there as it goes on into Clark County there, Long Creek out in this area, out by the Girl Scouts getting some rain this morning. So not too bad there. A little shower's not going to hurt us, but 20% chance there. That's a quick look at your forecast. Thanks for joining. It's been a great morning. We'll have some more coming up as always, and I'll break in. Should this have some warnings flare, we'll break in street-by-street coverage to make sure that you're safe as we travel along and take care of everything here with Scotty Ray's Weather. Thanks for being a part of it.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by